Hello, everyone. The talk is about Tweetly Make a Game with Arcade, the game programming framework for Python. So, who is Sony Valdez? The speeder Mr. Valdez is a person that doesn't exist, at least not in this universe. This is the only time Sony Valdez will acknowledge that, that none of the following bio is real. Who is Mr. Valdez? Mr. Valdez, there's a lore, is a luchador in a universe that is like our own. While luchadors are known for physical wrestling, Mr. Valdez came from a world where they perform as programmers. Having accidentally transported here by a strange Python program, Mr. Valdez hoped to one day return to his reality. It's not clear there, but that's the program. It's, of course, running under Python. In the meantime, he has spent his time sharing secrets from his universe. And by complete coincidence, that knowledge is also applicable here in this universe. What is the Python Arcade library? It is an easy-to-learn 2D game development library. It is a higher-level library compared to Pygame CE. As an analogy, it's like Flash versus Django. Pygame CE is Flash, and of course, trying not to break the analogy, Django is arcade. Very friendly to beginners, comes with collision detection, game controller support, sprite management, shader, GUI, and more. The components are extensible and replaceable. If you don't like the physics engine, you can just rip it out and change it with something else. It works with all of the popular OS that runs games. Minimum hardware requirement would be Raspberry Pi 4 and 5, which means any computer from the past 10 years works. Our minimum requirement is Python 3.9. Batteries included. There are built-in resources that are public domain. Here are the resources. So from here, you can see you have access to all of these resources. It comes with arcade. So there are even characters. What was that? Also, arcade supports styled. Time for a demo. Yeah. PI main.py. Oh, you don't see, all right. That would be a challenge, sorry. All right, this is the smallest we can make it. See, so this is the smallest that we can make it. We already have an arcade window that we then move around. And of course, since we didn't put any game in it, there's nothing to be seen. For that, under update, there is something we call a delta time, or DT. For those who are into game programming, delta time is basically the difference between multiple frames. We'll just call it DT. Now, we're going to create a character. So we're going to create an image. And What was that then? Oh, so that's how you do it. I have a code by the way. What? You all think that I'm going to write it all? Set background color as Amazon. And the image would be, you didn't all see it. Just a check. Arcade, sprite. And we're going to put in the girl over here. So this is the pretend you didn't see that. Arcade sprite. Give me a second. All right, so we have taken the sprite that is part of the arcade library. And we are making a list. This is where we're going to put all of the sprites. By the way, sprite is the word for a 2D image. And then we're going to place it into a sprite list, and we're going to draw all of that sprite list, that sprites, written over there. Why are you not opening? I'm missing. Okay, I see what I'm missing. So under the image, we need to say which one of these we are looking at. We want to use. Here we go. So we're saying we're using the built-in resources, the built-in assets inside Arcade. Well then, so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to, copy this. Because we're not perfect. And there we go. That's what very simple mistake. Well, nobody's perfect. Where are you? So we've loaded the image, but we did not say where we're going to put the image. We're gonna There's our image. We put it on 240 by 240. Now, let's set it up so that the mouse is following that image. How many time do I have? More time? All right. So we're going to move this instead on something called on mouse move. So what's happening here is whenever our mouse moves, we're going to also move our image. I see. Now, this is why I'm a programmer. I don't memorize stuff. It's supposed to be on move motion. Well then, since I'm running out of time, this is the final project. What we are doing here is we have a width and a height. We're going to initialize the game. And then PyCon APAC 2025, we will have multiple sprite lists. And we're going to use the person idle. We're also going to do a motion check. This is, I forgot the DX and DY. You're a real programmers if you look at documentations. And that's not it. I run the wrong program. I swear I know how to code. There we go. You can see that person is moving around. I overestimated myself. 15 minutes left? I thought it was 5 minutes left. Why am I panicking? Well then, let's panic even less. So, since you all seen my secret that I actually don't know what I'm doing, I will instead explain. We have here, if you saw earlier, the character was very small. I've also downloaded a PNG called python.png. 100 points to whoever understands what that means. The other one. See, we have Python moving around. What I like about Arcade is collision detection comes almost free. Almost free means if you don't like how collision detection works, you can change it with something else. Because there's no such, every game has different requirements. We have sprite layers. We then have multiple sprite layers. If you've noticed here, let's remove the collision detection. Here, you can see that the Python image is in front of the coin. The reason for that, or how we handle that, is because we have two different layers. So the first layer and the second layer. And for the first layer, we basically put in our hero, which is Python. And for the second would be the different coins. If we want to have the coins in front instead, we then change it on draw. So I put on, that did backwards. So in this example, coin is drawn first. No. The player is drawn first and then the coins. That's why it's now hidden behind. It would be up to you, of course, to figure out how to layer your sprites. For collision detection, we have this. We just provide Arcade the image or the sprite, and then which layer or which sprite list we are checking against. And this will return a list, a list of elements that has collided with that image or sprite. And we just simply remove that. So with this one, if we have this, if we do not have set mouse visible, we would be able to see our mouse. Does that check how much longer do I have? All right. Okay, so 6 minutes. All right. Oh, wow. Shouldn't have panicked. Anyways, what would have been a 10-minute talk turned into a 4-minute talk or something. But that's fine, that's fine. Now, this is the basic. This is basically the simplest code that we can do. I'll repeat. We created a class to initialize the game, to draw, to update, to check mouse movement, and to do some collision detection. That's very simple. Wanna see something complicated? Yes. We're going to make a platform game. I want you to see that PyCon Arcade supports tiled. What the heck is tiled? Well, tiled is an open source 2D map editor. And it looks like this. So, as you can see, I created a simple stage. And I then actually I then edit and add more stuff here, if I wanted to. It is saved as JSON. Unreadable to humans. But that's fine, because we're making the computer do the work for us. This is what the platformer code looks like. The important thing to note here is that there is a physics engine for a platformer. It comes free with Python Arcade. There's also a physics engine if you want to trade something fancy like Gary's mod if you want. So lots of physics. You can just exchange this. We have gravity, of course. And the name of the sprite is utador.png. So no idea what that means. We're just going to leave the scale at 100% for now. I forgot to mention. This is the function to load the JSON that I showed earlier. So everything is done, setting up the platform, setting up which part is our collectibles and so on. You can put it over here. Let's run it. Too large. Let's lower the scale. Let's make it back to 0.2, the one that I've chosen for some reason. There we go. So, as you can see, this platform over here was part of the tiled. I then press the up button to do a hop. And look, there's an exit over there. Also, one thing I like about Python Arcade is, if you look at the slope down over here, it's not perfect, but of course, that's the programmer's job to rotate it a little bit while going up and down. There's an arrow going over there. Let's go. All right, so we're going to do and jump and dead to the exit, and that would mark almost the end of the demo. Let's try. 1, 2. Huh. I thought I set it correctly. I thought I practiced this. Everybody should practice their talk before starting. Don't worry, I know the solution. Wow, I accidentally pressed the left button and went out the word. Speedrun technique. Let's do something more friendlier. 120. That would be good enough. Still too high. Oh, one more change. See, programmers iterate. Never expect the first one to be perfect. That's why we're paid a lot. More zero. I'm going to follow my script. There we go, winner, winner, chicken dinner. I will upload this on GitHub later, so if you all wanna check it out, it will be under my Mr. Valdez GitHub account. I should have put that up. Man, I'm real bad at this. Tomorrow, on Monday, we will have a PyCon sprint. And yes, this is the advertisement for me to bring people who are interested in contributing to open source game development. We have a sprint tomorrow. You can drop by, and we will contribute to Arcade, Pygame CE, and RenPy. Because as we know, unlike the enterprise industry with the web servers and everything, which actually makes money, game programming doesn't get as much attention because enterprise gives money. You earn more there. Don't be a fool. Game dev, you need money. It's not easy. Anyways, I invite people to join me tomorrow as we try to give back to game dev libraries and help bring fun to gamers and/or programmers. To add to the hype, I've talked with Python Arcade, and they actually gave us some labels for tomorrow, Python 2025 sprints. They are very kind, as well as Pygame CE. Wakas.
Actually, I'm so satisfied and so happy with the talk. So I have no questions. I just want to see actually one more demo. Can we get one more demo with the jump? I enjoyed that very much.
The jump, sure. You know what? Let's make this interactive.
Yay!
You've all seen, sorry, just a check. How many time do we have?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. All right, let's do this interactively. Let's say we're going to change the gravity. Oh. So the two values that is part of the game engine specific for platforming is gravity and jump speed. Jump speed is how high or rather how much force you are given going up. And gravity is how many value is removed from your jump every frame. So, for the jump speed, how many? Higher! 400,000. That's ridiculous, I know. 70. Any more? This is not as interactive as I thought. Let's go for gravity. How heavy should the gravity be? 200. Sure, let's try. What's the worst that would happen? I will press the up button and up button, it's not moving. Why? Because 70, you go up by 70, and then on the next frame, you go down by 200. Way faster than the eye can see. One frame, you can't tell it. So let's change this to 700, which means I press the up button, the jump button, goes up by 700, and then every frame goes down by 200. We'll see. Up. I'm gone. Doesn't work anymore. So, a joke. How do you tip your job as a programmer? You make your own bugs. So these are basically the combination that you can play around with. Let's try 20 gravity and 70. It works, but it's not good enough, right? Now, why do game designers that paid a lot? Because game designers spend most of their time just changing the values and trying to find which is the best. 1 minute. All right, one last thing. Player speed, the last thing that we need to change. We're gonna go fast. 500. This is not gonna work well, isn't it? I'm gonna press it once. So fast it went through the collision. And that's how you make a game in PyCon Arcade.